Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we are playing a Rakdos deck entitled Barbarians and Hellions. The Barbarians are the Serdarian Cliff Stompers, the Hellions are the Molten Monstrosity, and then a bunch of other cards mixed in between. If you're interested, stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host. This episode is recommended for external use only. Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub called Barbarians and Hellions, hosted by T-Pull. This is not the first deck that I have gotten from T-Pull. So what is this? It is a Rakdos deck, and it's an interesting mix of cards that generally I haven't seen. And at this point in the meta, I am so looking forward to anything that is slightly different. What is it attracting to this? Invasion of Ravnica. You don't really see that being played at all. The Mishra, the Tamer of Makfawa. Sardinian Cliff Stompers. You barely see those guys. I wasn't even aware this was a card. Molten Monstrosity. Rebel Salvo. I mean, Fatal Grudge. You never see that getting played. There's probably a reason for that. But anyways, so, yeah, there's a bunch of weird cards in here. Looks like we're going for, second string players. But I'm really hoping this deck's got some chops to it. So what we're going to do is really quickly, we're going to go through the cards in this deck. And then we're going to go out and crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here? We got Creature Kill. Creature Kill. Yeah. We got a guy that gets, that when he attacks, if you have... This is, as long as it's your turn, you have 4 or more mountains, he gets plus X plus O, where X is the number of mountains you control. So he can either be a 0-4, or he can be something bigger than that, at least a 4-4. Fatal Grudge. Each opponent chooses a permanent they control that shares a card type that you sacrificed, and they have to sacrifice. So it's an untargeted, non-land permanent removal with a card draw mixed into it. This card is a little too weird for me. This one forces them to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker and lose a life. This guy's a 6-4, but they can choose whenever it's attacking to attack him and have you draw a card instead. So instead, he's kind of a card draw engine. And a good defender. Liliana the Veil will do creature kill and then start discarding after that. This guy's got double strike 2-2. He can meld together with Mishra to form a super Mishra. 5 points of damage to target creature or planeswalker. It even kills indestructible stuff. Board wipe, and it could do either board wipe creatures or board wipe players, or not players, but artifacts. It can take out creatures and planeswalkers or artifacts. Sorin puts out vampire babies, or can help you draw cards. Koth can either go get you mountains, or it can do damage to creatures based on the number of mountains you control. Mishra, every time that you attack, your opponent loses X life, which is equal to the number of attacking creatures, and you gain that much life. If they and the Dragon Engine attack at the same time, then they meld, at which point then you have the ability to do what? Anytime you attack, you could do any 3 of the things it has on it. And I'll let you read those later. Sheoldred kills target creature, or not target, but makes your opponent kill or sacrifice creature or planeswalker. If you can activate her ability, then you could choose a creature for them to get rid of. At what point, eventually, at the end of it, you take all creatures from all graveyards and put it onto the battlefield under your control. Burn Down the House does 5 points of damage to all creatures and planeswalkers, or you can put out 3 devils. Mishra makes all your permanents have ward, sacrifice a permanent, and each artifact card in your graveyard has unearthed 3. Invasion exiles a target non-land permanent and opponent controls isn't exactly 2 colors, And this guy's just a trampoline 5/5 who could be really cheap to play. And we got a nice collection of lands. All right, so what are we doing? We are killing lots of creatures. Hopefully trying to get ourselves in cheap and efficient ways into large, beefy guys. All right, that's pretty much it. So before we go out to see what kind of damage we can do, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. Alright, we're playing against Diabrig. Diabrig? I have no black. Hopefully we'll pull a black along the way or get much more interesting red cards. Is dead forever. Okay, and we're doing nothing. Nothing. What we could do is just go get more mountains, apparently. I'm very jealous of his black mana. Maybe he's in the same boat I am. He needs red. There's a black-red. Yeah, what he wants. Still, we're choking it back. What does this do? Anyway, he is exactly 2 colors. So that's not going to help us out. That's it. Poor Koth's dead. And we're choking it out because we don't have any black mana. Come on, black mana. Well, that's the slowest black mana I've ever seen. And that's not going to help us out at all. So, done. And finally we get the black mana we've been waiting for. Gotta swing that thing all the way around. Does the thing put out 2/3? Give it up, yo. Let's see how you like being hit by Mishra. Sweet. Googly moogly. I mean, I guess they should have done the invasion, then Sheoldred. This gives me just a little bit more protection, but Sheoldred could take out Mishra, while invasion cannot. There's somebody I could take out. Let's see what this gets us. I'm not even sure what this invasion has for it. Alright, Guild Pack Guardian. Looks pretty cool. What does he do? I'm down to 8, which means I'm going to be down to a lot less than that in a second. Still can't kill it because of the rabbits on there. You're a good boy. What are we dealing with here? Still up to there. I could do 3 with these guys, put them out. All right, and he's only got 5 in his graveyard. Yeah, he's got his own. He's throwing it back out. Are we at 8 yet? He's got 7. He can't block Sheoldred. You gonna give me a card? You can't block Shakedown Heavy either. Actually, I think I just killed my... Oh, I can undo Shakedown Heavy. That's the thing. You have nothing in your hand, man. There's no decisions to be made. All you could do is decide whether you want to block a little dude or whether you want to undo Shakedown Heavy. All right, did you get something good? You got 8 in there finally? You. How'd that feel? Alright, Rebel Salvo, what is that? An instant? Good. So I can do 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Discard your card. You still have to discard it, man. And I'm up to 2. 2 life. Alright, well, I can just do 5 points of damage to whoever's coming out. Those guys are double strikey. I think we're cool. Alright, you're out of mana. You're not now. So you got 1 mana left. There we go. That was nice. I'll keep this one. Alright, and victory. Suck it, Rope Master. Alright, up and against Nun Crusher. Pleasant. 2 mana. Nope. Alright, I got better things to kill than a Phoenix Chick. Like that. I'll put out this Cliff Stomper. Just because I think he's got a big butt and he can protect us pretty well. The other guy who would do well is a Shakedown Heavy. Yep, there's 2. You want that dragon, huh? Yeah, I'll take care of the dragon. Alright, 3 gets us into a Shakedown Heavy. Alright, well I got 3, so Koth's not going to do it. Rebel Salvo's the way. And let's go ahead and strangle one of these guys out while we have the opportunity. Alright, so he's pulling off the top of the graveyard of his library at this point. We're going to put out Mishra. Everything's going pretty slow, unfortunately. What are you going to do? You got an instant in your hand. I could tell that. When attacker, that's life gain, baby. You don't like that. That effect just gets bigger the more I attack, though. And we win! Writing's on the wall. Victory! Alright, playing against Ego. Keep. Alright, 3's where this game starts. You can afford the slow cards early on. Alright, let's put out the red just in case I want to strangle somebody. That's a sorcery, so I guess I'm not strangling anybody. Let's go set up for the meld. Mishra, Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Most likely he's got ossifications. And nothing so far. Alright, so the Phyrexian Dragon Engine has got nothing to worry about. Let's hope we can make it one more turn. We got to attack with both of them. No! Don't be touching Mishra. Don't be touching it. There's the ossification. Alright, we'll kill one of them. Give up your dog. Because you know it. Alright, down to 11. What am I at? 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more for the monstrosity. X is the greatest power amongst creatures. Okay. Unless he's already brought down to 7. I'm not going to give up Koth, so... Sorry, Liliana, you're just going to sit there while I hit him with the Dragon Engine. You got 1 mana. I don't know what you think you're going to do with it. All right, you're done. All right, it comes. What is that, 9? You got a block. Nope, you are dead. Dead meat. -2. And the game is over. Victory! All right, playing against High C. Got lots of invasions. Alright, we're going to shake down heavy. All in. I had no idea that we'd be able to molt in Monstrosity here so early in the game. Alright, so this will take out a target non-land permanent as long as it doesn't have exactly 2 colors. Means I can take out Celestus if I wanted to. I'm guessing he's going to put out something more interesting than Celestus. See if we pull a 5th mana here. We did. Swear to God, if you counter me again, this game will be over. Let's go, Heisey. You're playing like a brat. Like a biatch. Don't make me touch the dog icon here. Busy watching those giant sheep. Give it up, yo. All right, you gonna kill the Shakedown Heavy? There you go. Good for you. That's 2 little dudes. I'm gonna go for Monstrosity. Going for your face, we got Trample. It's not gonna help out too much to throw little chumps in the way. Alright, next turn I got the win between Trample and Burn Down the House. Yeah, good for you. Alright, burn down the house it is. And we win! Suck it, Heisey, in your face! Victory! Alright, we're going against Now. Now. 2 mana. Beep. Nope. No Shikaka. Shikaka. Die, devil rat. Close your eyes. Don't look at me with those beady red eyes. All right, well, we got to get to what? 4 mountains? We've got 3. Koth will help us out with that. That one. That is my favorite one right there. Alright, now those guys are doing something awesome. Alright, let's start off with a little Liliana. Another Cliff Stomper. And let's shoot somebody in the head. I mean, so the deal here is that they could kill Liliana. That's probably fine. I got a whole nother one. All right, down to 12. He's got 4 cards in his hand. He's playing some Grixis-y stuff here. Alright, tell you what we're going to do. Everybody discard. Everybody, just me maybe, should go ahead and get yourself another land. Somebody sacrifices a 2/2. And we all attack for 4. And we win if you don't block, baby. That's all there is to it. Victory! Alright, so here we are playing Barbarians and Hellions, which is a nice Rakdos deck. Yeah, it was good. It was a good deck. What do I have to say about it? Well, I kind of felt like I needed a little bit more creature control. We had a bit. It was just sort of untargeted. That was the thing I didn't like about it. Rebel Salvo was really good, but Invasion of Argol, not so much. Because untargeted. You know, we had too much stuff going on where people could choose what they wanted to do. Yeah. It was right. We'll talk more about... Okay, let's talk about the MVP. Who is the MVP of this deck? I think it was Koth. Koth was cheap enough that you could get him out. He was trying to get you more mountains, which means he was helping with the ramp. And he could turn right around and do damage equal to the number of mountains. I would have loved to have gotten up to 8 so I could, you know, lose 7 and be able to get his emblem and then still continue with his abilities. But, you know, it's so hard to maintain 7 and to get to 8, let alone. Yeah, that didn't work out. But I think Koth was one of the biggest MVPs. Mishra's super good, but he's a little easy to kill. He doesn't do much by himself. It's great when you merge them up with the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, but that's a lot to deal with there. Rebel Salvo, because we were able to do 5 points of damage, that was really cool. The other thing that was big time cool was Molten Monstrosity. Bad, because when I had a Shakedown Heavy out, this thing only cost me, what was it, 2 or something? Because it's equal to the X's power. So instead of being, 6, it only cost me 2 mana to put out a Molten Monstrosity on turn 4, you know? Yeah, I was ready for that. That was good. So that was a good combo in this particular deck. I don't know if it was too combolicious, the whole deck whatsoever, but it did have a certain amount of control. It had a certain amount of some creatures. And when the big creatures did come out, they were kind of fun to play with. All right, so was this deck competitive? I ended up getting a 67% win rate out of it. Let me just go back to my list here, 67%. So 2 out of every 3 games, I ended up winning. It was fun. It was competitive. I don't know if it is ladder climbing competitive, rank competitive, but casual competitive, it's definitely worth playing. Absolutely. Was this deck fun? Yeah. Yeah, it was. You know, the guy who I didn't like, Sardanian Cliffstomper. I think I've played him in the past, and I said I did like him. What I didn't like is that if you're not playing mono red, then it's a lot harder to get those 4 mountains out. And this guy is a giant wuss until you get those 4 mountains. He reminds me very much of the hedges, the ramp dinosaur that comes out and isn't anything until he's a 4/4, but you know he can't block or attack until you have 7 lands. He reminds me a lot of that big time. Why can't I remember that guy's name? I was just playing against him a second ago. Yeah, so he just, for a red deck to be this slow is just really, really bad. In this deck, yeah, it works okay. It's just that I'm not certain that, it's like, so what? He doesn't, oh, he gets plus X plus O, where X is the number of mountains. We got Koth going, so he gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's not bad. Not bad at all. And he's got trample. Does he have trample? No, he does not. All right, never mind. I don't know. The more I talk about this guy, the more he kind of sucks. I want him to be way more awesome because the artwork's really cool. Fatal Grudge is awful. It's an awful card. I mean, sure, you draw a card out of the deal, but other than that, you have to sacrifice something, and then only then do they get to, like, in an untargeted ability, choose what they're going to get rid of. Yeah, no thanks, man. This is a horrible card. Luckily, there's only 1 in there. I don't like it whatsoever. Mishra, Tamer of Makfawa. I liked it a long time ago. I thought it was pretty cool. That ward sacrifice of permanent is pretty sweet. And you can unearth everything. I just didn't get a chance to really play with them. When it happened, I ended up just throwing them away so I can cause a discard to happen with Liliana. Whatevs. Anyways, the deck's pretty decent. It had a nice flow to it. Felt a little slow, a little like playing like you were in mud the whole time. But still, it did a good job of winning more times than not. Alright, so was this deck interesting? And I'm going to say, yeah, it was an interesting deck. It was a certain mixture of Rakdos I have not seen before. It was, you know, because you have your invasions, it just, I don't know how to talk about it. It's just, does it do Rakdosy things? Sure. You're doing direct damage, you're killing people. There's, you know, it's an untargeted kind of thing going on. You have the ability to wipe the boards a little bit. You got some control over what's going on. You got a little bit vampire life control. We have the Dragon Engine, but is it just one of them? One of those to help meld with the Mishra. It's a weird mix of creatures. It doesn't seem like they're really trying to do anything in particular, but they're just trying to do lots of little things in general. And it works out. It's got a competitive streak to it. It kind of wins. So what can I say about it? It was interesting. I just can't tell what it was supposed to do. All right, so let's add it up. Was this deck competitive? I'll say yes. Was it fun? Yes. Was it interesting? More. It was an interesting mix, which is more than you can say about most cards this close to the beginning of a new meta. We only got, like, I don't know, whatever it is, like 2 days left until the next meta, and this is about as interesting as you could get right now. We're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. Still, this was a good and interesting deck, well worth playing. All right, so I'm going to give this deck A-. just because it was a good deck, but the competitiveness was a little on the low side. I felt that there's room for improvement, and the sloppiness of the cards, just because there should not be one of a card in a deck, in my opinion. It just means you're just hedging by putting stuff in there. Unless you got a bunch of cards that do the exact same things and they're just slightly different from each other, there's no reason for you to have singletons in here. Fatal Grudge, Strangle, Flame Blessed Bolt. I mean, come on. I mean, these two are the same card. Sure, I'm willing to live with that, but not Fatal Grudge. There's just so many singletons in here. It just doesn't make sense. I just don't know what they're getting at. I just don't see it as being good deck building. So A-. That's what I got to say about it. All right, if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have more fun with this deck than I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the underground secret headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!